Okay, so I am here with Tulane Law School alum Nina King, and we are so excited to highlight you in our Tulane Sports Law Society Diversity Spotlight. Thank you for joining me, Nina.
Thanks, Kayla. It's great to be with you and love participating anything Tulane. Had a great time at Tulane and love giving back to Tulane Law School.
Awesome. Well, we have a few questions for you to get to know you a little better and to provide some advice to our law students. So first things first, as these law students are going through in pursuit of a JD, can you just describe a little bit about how a JD has supported your career journey and even your day-to-day work right now?
Sure. So what I do, it's not necessary to have a JD, but certainly very helpful. I think first and foremost, wanting to work in college athletics, I knew I needed something that was going to differentiate me from everybody else that wants to work in college athletics. And so I knew I would need an advanced degree. I had always been passionate about the law and just kind of understanding systems and processes and legal foundation. And so I thought, well, why not go spend some more time in school and do something that I was interested in and passionate about. And so law school for me was kind of the logical next step after undergrad. To get to where I am, the AD chair, which is still kind of weird to me to say because it's still new, there is no prescribed career path. Everyone's journey is unique. And so for me, again, the differentiator was going to law school, doing something that I was passionate about, and then applying it to my career. I started off in athletics and compliance, which kind of seemed like a natural fit for someone with a JD, and doing rules education and really working to educate our student athletes, coaches, boosters, all kinds of constituents on the rules, which are very complicated. The NCAA compliance manual is very thick, but that was a great start for me in college athletics as soon as I got my GD. And then once I came to Duke, I was working in HR and really doing a lot of contracts, employment contracts, game contracts, sponsor contracts, negotiations with Nike and Learfield. And so it really, the legal foundation and background that I had really helped in my job. So really, really well set up for success having that JD.
That's great. And I love that, you can preach and advocate for taking a unique path and embracing your path and kind of where you are in your own journey. Speaking of your own journey, so my next question is, I was looking through articles about you, which there are plenty, but the articles regarding your most recent promotion call it groundbreaking, exciting. I have to agree. You are Duke's vice president, director of athletics, and an adjunct professor of business administration. You're the first woman to serve as Duke's athletic director and the third Black woman to lead a Power Five athletic conference. I am getting emotional just reading all of this. The intangibles are abundant in you, but beyond those, how did you do it? What are those tangible things that made this historic hire a reality for you?
You are overly kind. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And I understand the historical significance of my appointment, not just at Duke, but in college athletics and for women in sport generally. There aren't that many of us. And so I'm so grateful to those who came before me, who really have allowed me to stand on their shoulders, the shoulders of giants. And I am ready, willing, and able to pay it forward, and looking forward to creating opportunities for women, people of color, folks that are underrepresented in our community to really have opportunities to succeed at this level. I don't know the tangibles. What is it that got me here? I mean, grit, determination, and really just a powerful village. Success takes a village, and finding those people who can advocate for me, who can help me, who can teach me, mentor me. I mean, it was all really important. But those people aren't getting the jobs for me or doing the work for me. I mean, I really also had to learn early how to fight for myself and advocate for myself and put myself in situations where I could succeed and get to where I am today. So it takes, like I said, it takes a village, but it's also a very personal thing as well. And so being determined myself, I'm proud of myself and celebrating myself and what I've been able to accomplish, I think is also important. But it certainly takes teamwork. And here at Duke, I've got a great team of people that I'm so fortunate to work with, people that bring their genius to work every day. And so, we are working like crazy to make the student athlete experience for 750 Duke student athletes just the most incredible experience ever. And I do need to say that the student athletes that I've been so fortunate to work with throughout my career are really the ones who've made me look really good, because we wouldn't be here without the student athletes. And so I've been fortunate to work at two places that really have elite high level student athletes that are so focused on both their academic and athletic careers. And it's been really a rewarding journey watching their journeys.
That's really special. And I think you kind of alluded to my next question, which is, what is your legacy going to be? And you talked about you're already standing on the shoulders of giants, and you've talked about how student athletes play a huge role in that. But as you assume this new position, what is your vision for your legacy?
2 months in and we're talking about legacy already. I like it. Listen, I want people to be able to say, she fought for student athletes, she advocated for student athletes, and she listened to the student athletes. I mean, that is just really first and foremost my priority in like I said, creating the very best student athlete experience here at Duke possible. And so, legacy, hopefully it's we're not being talked about for a little while because I still need to prove myself here in this new role, but really just want to be known for fighting for, advocating, and listening to the student athletes.
Well, I'm sure they're very lucky to have you. Kind of shifting gears a little bit. You've already mentioned this a little bit about the team that you're around, the team that you work with every day, but just thinking of professional development and thinking of speaking to our students who are hopefully going to, be very successful lawyers, attorneys, administrators of the sort. In a recent Women Leaders in College Sports podcast, I heard you talk about building your bench and really preparing your team for success. And so what skills, professional experience, mentality, character traits, etc., does your department desire and value when you're trying to build out that bench?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, building the bench is critically important. When we are hiring for positions, and whether it is an intern position, entry level, mid management, assistant coach, head coach, or even senior leaders, we are looking for a great leader. Because you can be a leader no matter what position you're in, right? And you need to take opportunities to lead no matter what position you're in. And so what we're looking for in terms of fit is somebody that is task oriented, somebody that's flexible, somebody that is passionate about this chosen profession. Somebody, sports, college athletics, we say it's a lifestyle. It's not just a job. And so somebody that wants to come and live this lifestyle, this 24/7 lifestyle, with us at Duke Athletics, we're looking for like real passion, and then somebody that's empathetic. I mean, especially coaches, senior leaders, you need to have that empathy characteristic. I think makes folks great leaders. So we're looking for leadership qualities no matter what the position, and building the bench is really important, because we need to build a pipeline. We need to prepare people to step into, assume leadership positions. And for me, what's really important is creating opportunities on the bench for women and people of color, because again, we're underrepresented groups in this business. And so, we need those at the top really to be focused on creating the opportunities.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you speak to not only the practical skills that the students are probably gaining through classes and activities, but they're also gaining those intangibles that we kind of talked about before and that you obviously value in your team. Okay, so next question. This is kind of taking it back a little bit, what is a Tulane Law School academic, professional development, extracurricular experience, anything you can think of from your time at Tulane Law that you think is really applicable to your work today?
All right. So it's not meeting my husband in a bar in New Orleans while I was in law school. Got it. Okay. Applicable to my career.
Good things.
Although that was a really important, pivotal thing for me. Married 14 years to my dear husband, who I met in a bar. I won't name which one, but I'm sure all of the students have been there. In terms of extracurriculars and all the other things you do outside of academics, I find something that you're passionate about, that really gets you excited, because you're spending a lot of time in the classroom. And so to kind of do more academically related things, again, something that you're excited and passionate about, I think is really important. For me, while I was there, I did a lot of socializing in the hallways, but joining clubs, the Sports Lawyers Club, the Women in Sport Society. I mean, those are important things in terms of finding people that have like interests as yourself, like-minded folks that are passionate about potentially sports or women in the law, whatever it might be. And then, I think that the groups do a really good job of bringing in speakers, bringing opportunities to network, and meeting people, because building your network is really important to advancing in a lot of different careers. But I would say in sports and in college sports, having a really good, strong network is important. So joining those types of clubs, societies, organizations where you can do that, I think is important.
And we will call your socializing in the hallways and meeting your husband at the bar, that's peer mentorship, right?
It is. Yeah. It is. It's important.
That's what we're doing, peer mentorship.
It is important. And, for the Tulane Law students, last year was something interesting. And then this year, you all have certainly had your set of challenges and adversity. But I think using all of those experiences to your benefit, you will be okay. You will survive. You will make it. But it helps make you all strong, folks of really good character, and learning how to fight through adversity, I think, is really important. So while you may not have had as many opportunities yet to socialize in the hallways and to go out to the local bars, you will eventually. And I think that's just as important.
We're getting there, inching closer. When those opportunities do present themselves, what is a networking trick or tip that you feel like you've perfected or you've really enjoyed or kind of picked up throughout your tenure?
I don't know about enjoyed. To me, networking was really scary. And what do I do? And sometimes I can be a very socially awkward person. So walking up to somebody and just starting to talk to them is, for me, difficult. But you have to get over it. That's my advice. Get over it. Walk up to somebody, introduce yourself, and just start talking to folks. And you never know what interests you might have in common or things you might have to talk about. Networking can be a scary word, but it shouldn't be. Networking is about creating and developing relationships, deep, meaningful relationships that can eventually help you. And like I said, you can use your network to your advantage at some point in your career. So get over it. Walk up to someone and talk to them. That's my advice.
Yeah, it's about being a little bit brave.
Yeah,
I can relate to that. Okay, so to close this out, again, we're doing a diversity spotlight on our incredible alumni. And for you, I think what I enjoy most about engaging with you is some of the things you've said earlier. It's about uplifting women, Black women in sport, and creating opportunity and creating pathways. So as we have some students in that same position that are young Black women in sport, what would your advice be to them as they're navigating law school and maybe even navigating kind of a non-traditional career path in sports?
Sure. My advice is to be yourself, to be authentically you. Nobody can do you better than you. And don't try to be somebody else. Have confidence in yourself, and really advocate and fight for yourself, because sometimes it's hard to find those that will help and fight for you. But, you know, like I said earlier, the success takes a village. And so really to identify people that will be in your village, in your corner, that can help you, because it can be a big, scary world out there, but there are folks that want to help and help pave the way in terms of creating the opportunities, you know, for young Black women to come up in this business, I think is really important. Dream big. And I love to tell people, you know, I mean, little girls who look like me, you can do this too. And so, you know, go for your dreams, and you will achieve big things. Listen, as a woman, as a Black woman in this business, I know that I have to work twice as hard, sometimes 3-4 times as hard. But understanding that, and then just go do it, just fight and work hard, and good things will come. So stay patient, and really find people you can count on to help you through the journey.
It's incredible advice for, like you said, women in sport, and just JD students progressing throughout this program altogether. You've given us incredible advice. You are such a gem, such a blessing to Tulane Law School, and especially our Sports Law Society. We're really lucky to have you. We wish you the best as you continue on this new journey, and a huge congratulations from everyone at Tulane Law.
Thank you. So good to see you, Kayla. Thanks for this.
Good to see you too.